my fellow citizens of this morally corrupt regime known as the Imperial Empire. We who live in the tribal systems have been brutally suppressed by all the Empresses, all because we want to live free. But the Empress's secret police, the feared Butess, seeks to destroy us. I, Kindo Kerr, am a tribal priest, a paladin of the tribes on Marvel, and I am about to wage civil war to preserve the lives of my...
Well, sisters, here we are at the dawn of a civil war. The Rebel Alliance, excuse me, what do they want to be known as? The Resistance? Is the civil war coming according to plan? And if so, what are we doing here now?
I was hoping the Empress could attend this briefing, so we can make several critical decisions. And as she plays an integral part, we must keep the moving pieces under tight control.
This is the Empress we are talking about. The most important person in the universe. We do not second-guess her decisions, Anjo.
All the more reason to keep a tight grip of her reign.
It is done. The Empress knew how important it was that she was be on board the Ochaboth at the start of the Civil War, and I agreed, given how we believe our spirit breath communications are no longer secure.
So we are fully adopting the Endor solution?
In light of Kindo Kerr's recent moves, the Empress and I agreed the Endor solution was the Imperial Empire's best approach to deal with the Rebel Alliance.
Resistance, my lady.
Does it really matter
No, but using correct labeling reduces confusion.
Right. But I wish they'd stop renaming themselves. I mean, what was wrong with Rebel?
I agree. It is a rebellion in search of an identity.
And how is it going?
It is going according to plan. However, an unexpected anomaly has appeared on our timeline.
Anomaly?
Abrami Kennedy can explain it best.
Explain it, sister.
The resistance attack consists of ground attacks on our military outposts on Endor, and then an attack on our deep space fleet, which is in patrol over the Endor region.
Why are they attacking Endor? It's a worthless target. Yes, we have a small military base there, but it's just a refueling depot. I was under the impression they were going to strike one of our farming planets.
Strategically, there's not much to be gained by the rebels. However, it would be a morale victory to win the ground battle. Additionally, we believe the resistance means to damage our deep space fleet by disabling its shields generated by the military base. And Endor is the closest Imperial base to the resistance systems, so it's quite the practical choice.
In 72 hours, the Civil War will begin with the ground assault on Endor. When the shields are disabled, as we will allow, the resistance will attack the deep space fleet.
Can the rebels damage the deep space fleet?
Once the shields are down, the Resistance Armada can inflict a fair amount of damage, yes. But the battle will end in a draw, per the plan.
So the base on Endor is their prized propaganda target.
Well,
What?
we expect to hear from Leah C6. She's been able to embed herself into the Resistance's first Endor attack wave. Our plan is to rescue her on the Endor battlefield.
We have always projected a high loss of life on both sides.
So you're saying this battle is the cover we need to win the war?
I'm afraid so.
Make sure this protocol is successful and make sure we terminate all rebel leaders. Please see that this doesn't fail, sisters.
Repeat, rebels have breached outer atmosphere. Rebel force has landed in the Konis region. They are marching. The rebels have attacked the north side of the base.
and I have isolated the Imperial spy. She's making her way towards the military base.
Forget about Leia. I have the Rangers trapped in the Valley of Tranquility. Unleash your litigation on the Rangers. Do it now!
Yes, Kingdom Commander.
Lord General. She's being shown to where you wait.
Her party is to be shown directly here, guarded by only her personal guard.
Yes, ma'am. If I may add, it would be wrong to blame you in this, for you did all anyone could expect and more.
Thank you, Captain. Let me know when the hospital ships have taken the wounded on board, including any survivors from Endor.
Survivors from Endor? Ma'am, I thought you knew.
Knew what, Captain?
There were no survivors on Endor, Lord General.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Captain. Continue with our plan to counterattack.
Yes, ma'am.
Too many gaps in the timeline, and now we have an anomaly. Who is the Deep Space Commander? The old one died, right?
Yes. Admiral Florian was found murdered. And his executive officer, Lord General Kazan, was promoted to replace Florian last week.
Murdered? I don't like the sound of that. Who murdered the Admiral? Some ambitious Lord General, perhaps?
Lord General Kazan passed our Butes inquiry scans. We believe the Admiral was assassinated by a resistance spy and his own security staff on the Ochiba.
Unsettling to know that the fleet gets a new commander at this late date. And her CV reveals that she's only 24 years old. Her experience is limited. Can we rely on her command in this capacity?
All signs are, she's a brilliant tactician and leader. All the fleet's captains were unanimous in their support, and are confident in her abilities to command the fleet.
You said earlier, Rendenbergman, what's done is done.
Your Highness.
Lord General Kazan?
You've taken a great risk coming into the zone of conflict, Your Highness.
Shall we dispense all formalities, Lord General, and speak bluntly? I am not here to pass judgment on you or the outcome of this battle, although plain eyes can see it was hard fought and at great cost of life. Further, if the reports speak the truth, they sing your praises, Lord General, about how heroic you were in the battle. How you stopped the rebel armada at the critical moment. Reports say you almost single-handedly saved the fleet. Is that accurate?
The reports exaggerate, Your Highness.
I received covert reports from the Butes officers amongst your staff, and they did not exaggerate.
I do not feel heroic, but I have seen those who were, Your Highness.
No one was more heroic than yourself. Please sit down, Lord General, for we have much to discuss.
Was it so necessary to come here yourself and relieve me of command, Your Highness?
I'm afraid it was, Lord General. I am here to beg you to execute a most desperate plan. A plan I had to bring to you myself. I did not trust stellar communication nor covert spirit breath. The Alliance seems to intercept almost everything at present.
The mission, Your Highness.
I will need soldiers with valor.
For the mission? It bears pointing out that the Alliance rebels failed to defeat the fleet, even as they deployed their whole might against us. Having said that, what is this plan you've traveled so far to present to me?
It is hard to fathom that the Alliance rebel leaders could inflict such level of loss on Endor and the Imperial fleet. 1.7 million KIA. Another million MIA. Not to mention millions dead on Endor.
Yes, Empress. I have failed you and the Empire. I am unfit to lead.
No, Lord General. Rise, and I will tell you what we must do in this next critical move. Is this the current situation on Endor?
Yes, Your Highness.
Have any life forms been detected?
There were no survivors. The rebels retreated. Only the dead remain on Endor. If Your Highness could share what you expect to find on Endor, I could bring up that screen.
I am looking for hope, Lord General.
I would have preferred using a AZC4 model on this,
But that's using old technology.
but reliable technology, Abraham Kennedy. Field tested and no surprises.
We settled on using Leah C6 because she was modified to have organic sexual receptors, and her processing is through an enhanced organic brain. She was grown from the Empress's DNA, but with biomechanical aspects.
Still, this is a terrible risk to use her on a mission this complex and critical. She may have been carrying the most advanced receptors, but none of this has been tested.
I know, but we needed the most advanced model. One the Resistance could never detect, since her biomechanical engineering was at a cellular level. To the Resistance detector, she scans like a human young woman.
So, you created her to be raped.
Yes. The hope was Kindo Kerr himself would be attracted.
And was Kindle Kerr attracted?
Yes.
Was C6 raped by Kindo Kerr?
Yes. And that's how she will access the Resistance's mainframe.
Obviously, she has done this.
We cannot access the data she stole until we rescue her on Endor.
The battle group remains viable. We've lost some of our attack capability in the near term, but we can get the fleet mustered within days.
You believe you can defeat this with conventional forces?
You have doubts?
Look at your own screens.
This is war.
It will be a long war, from today until it is my granddaughter's war.
I hardly think the Alliance...
I believe the Alliance rebel leaders intend to take the entire universe across the Dark Horizon.
The Alliance has sustained major losses as well, so they are unable to launch further attacks.
These fanatics see events in cycles of millennia. The Dark Ones call it the Long Count.
Long count? Dark Ones, Your Highness?
The countdown of millennia to the time when they believe the Dark Horizon will swallow our existence. Even now, the good energy weakens throughout the universe.
What do you search for, Your Highness? There is no life on Endor.
All dead and gone but for one soldier, Lord General.
But the scans show no life remaining.
No human life. She masks herself to avoid detection.
My understanding is the Alliance uncovered the Butes plot and have hunted down and terminated all the spies who infiltrated the Alliance.
But the Alliance did not exterminate all the spies we sent. All were decoys. In truth, there is only one operative, Leah C6. She is more human than machine, yet more machine than human. A paradox to confound the Alliance.
I know the Butes are conniving and clever, but surely this is madness.
This is a rebellion centuries in the planning, Lord General. and it won't end with you or I.
I know she is a Bootess cyborg, but the Alliance might have turned her against us using the litigation.
She was trained to fight the Alliance off. How else could she have eluded the Alliance's secret police and the Ames Knights to reach Endor? We lost track of Leah C6 during the battle on Endor. She chose to infiltrate into those first attack wave troops precisely because they were traveling from the Alliance systems to an Imperial-controlled planet, Endor.
Too bad a war broke out. I'll send my patrols down immediately to search for her if she still survives in some form.
Leah C6 is not dead. She is merely beneath detection, hiding, masking herself, waiting for us to reach her.
Then my patrols will find her.
No, Lord General Kazan. I must request something terrible of you. I want you to announce that the Empress's envoy has relieved and fired you of all duties. You will be seen in disgrace, Lord General. This will free you to secretly gather your best Star Warfare Rangers on a mission to reach Leah C6 before the Alliance's agents can reach her. You began your career in the Special Operations Division. You were a Ranger.
I'll have my guards escort you to your cruiser.
No, I am coming with you.
No, that would not be
wise. I have sacrificed 1 million lives, Lord General. It is my responsibility. And you will need a Bootess witch to find Leah C6.
But Your Highness, you are much too extreme.
I am going with you, Lord General. That is my order.
I know the unequaled Ranger's right for this sort of mission.
No. I know the right Rangers for this mission. I have ordered them to gather on Endor.
We've matched our protocol well. Everything's proceeding as planned.
The key to success rests with finding the key man we need.
And have you enlisted him?
Yes, he is a captain in the Star Warfare Ranger unit. Veteran of many campaigns, heavily decorated, he's a goddamn superhero.
Of all the people you could have chosen, you selected a Star Warfare Ranger.
We know they don't have a great reputation and are suspected in a few genocides in the outer edges.
They are more than suspected, Anjo. They are undisciplined sociopaths.
We are aware of that it's an underlying trait required to be accepted into the Rangers.
Were you aware that the Empress ordered a CID investigation into the Star Warfare Rangers? To see if the genocide evidence is substantial enough to bring charges against the Rangers involved?
Tactical is aware of it. But this Captain Burke has integrity and honor. He's been carefully vetted and been placed on Endor to lead the protocol's military aspect, per Leah C6's instructions.
I know this morning was tough. Maybe the toughest day we ever experienced. So many of our fellow Rangers killed, maimed, simply gone missing. So you all understand, the Imperial Empire took a licking on our watch. Now it's our job to locate and rescue a Bootess spy. I know most of us despise the Bootess. But you've heard from the Lord General Kazan and the Empress Nobu how vital this spy is to the Imperial Empire winning this war. Is there anyone among you not willing to do your duty for this task? To risk it all for the Empire?
We are the edge of the Empress's blade. Yes, sir.
Y'all fought bravely today. But the Empress has asked for the help of her Star Warfare Rangers to turn this day of loss into an ultimate win. It is only us, we Rangers, who can turn this dark day into ultimate victory. For we have honor. We have pride. We are the tip of the Empress's spear.
She comes from a long line of star beings, evolved generation after generation since the day the long count began.
Why the hell did you request to be assigned to my platoon, Sergeant?
Look, we know your platoon is a true tip of the spear, sir. We wanted to get in on the front line action.
It's a privilege to be here, sir. We both wanted to serve in your unit.
They said it was the best, and we want to serve with the best.
And that's the real reason you transferred to us, Sergeant?
To be honest, sir, we had some hassles staying with our original unit.
Minor disagreements, sir.
Disagreements? The CO didn't mention anything, but I think he would have given me a heads up if there was a potential problem.
That's because, like I said, there were minor disagreements. It was nothing, really. You know, in actuality, his platoon was a little weak. Hey, Captain, sir. I heard the Empress forced the Lord General to resign. Is it true? And if so, how is it that she's in command of this op if she did get relieved?
It doesn't matter what I think, and it certainly doesn't matter what you think. We get our orders and execute.
And why is the Empress here?
She said her boot test powers would help us locate Leia C6. In my platoon, we don't insult our superiors, understand? Dismissed.
War against the Dark Forces will need a leader. A star child to be rescued here on Endor. My people created a creature we called a cyborg. But she was so much more. Our creature would fight the Rebel Alliance and their leader Kendo Kerr for the future of the universe.
When the world goes down, when the world goes down, are you lost, are you found? When the sun goes black and you're all alone, do you feel anything? Are
Leah, we need you now.
Captain Burke, you've been very gutsy today. More so since you are human. But the day's not yet turned to night, and neither has the future. So get up, Captain. You've done well, soldier. Very gutsy warcraft. But now we move into the final act, where the Father of the Damned, called the Dark Lord, tries to snatch the living universe.
Are you? What have you done to me?
You don't recognize me, I'm Sister Brahmi Kenning of the Order of Butes. As to what I may have or may not have done to you, I'm simply guilty of capturing your mind for these few moments of altered reality, Captain Burke. Nothing more.
Why can't I move?
Dead? No, don't be silly, Captain Burke. I can't kill the man who's supposed to save the entire universe.
What? Am I paralyzed?
No. You're having a Butes vision quest. I know you will struggle to grasp everything I'm about to say.
I don't understand.
Just let it wash over you. That's how you will be enlightened. It will make more sense in the next 61 minutes. You, Captain Burke, are a Star Warfare Ranger. Your nickname is Star Slayer. You're used to pulling a trigger and making all the Empire's problems disappear. We have a problem too big for any regular gun. We need a Star Slayer, armed with weapons of Butes, in order to win this war for us.
I don't understand.
Just remember this, Captain Burke. Watch your back. Trust no one. You are experiencing what we, the Butes Order, call time looping, Captain Burke.
Captain Burke? I'm fine.
Easy, Ranger.
Sorry, sir.
Nonsense. You know why we're out here in the middle of the desert? Where the rest of the platoon is?
She said that there would be temporary short-term memory loss, sir, but that everything will come back.
Very reassuring. Who said it?
Sir.
Who's the she that said it?
Leah C6, sir.
Leah C6.
Yes, sir. You don't remember her.
No.
She's the HVT we were on Endor to rescue.
Number of soldiers on our unit?
We started with 60, sir.
60. Where are they now?
Dead. Vaporized by a litigation bolt.
Captain Burke. It's me, Sergeant Lobo Katz, sir. Corporal McQuarrie, sir.
Leah C6 used her Butest powers to transport her and the Empress Nobu back to the Ochiba.
And she told us to reach the base of that hill, and she'd come back and pick up the rest of the platoon.
Corporal Jewel Watts, sir.
You know what happened to my last comm operator?
Yes, sir. He was incinerated.
Why would you want to risk getting incinerated, Corporal?
I want to do my duties, sir.
Your duty.
Yes, sir.
War scare you?
No, sir. I am a Star Warfare Ranger, sir. Nothing scares me.
You really think that you can do this job? Lives will be at stake.
Yes, sir. I am a well-trained comm.
With no experience.
No, not in the field, sir.
Where'd you get most of your training from?
I've been stationed to provide comm liaison to the units on Endor from the Ochiba, sir.
You know how many Rangers died this morning?
Yes, sir. 357,689 Rangers killed in action. 402,368 wounded. Roughly another 100,000...
Your fuck-ups this morning result in my Rangers dying?
No, sir. I handled all Ranger voice traffic without any problems. I'm the station that called in the close air support, allowing you and the surviving Rangers to be picked up on Endor, sir.
That's what your CO said. His exact words were, cool under pressure, steady, resourceful.
Thank you, sir.
For what I didn't say, I'd take you on.
Yes, sir. I just want to do my duty.
For your god and empire?
Exactly, sir. For the Empress and Empire. Captain Burke, sir. Are you all right, sir?
Why does she want us all the way out here? So far from base where there's no cover for us.
She didn't say, sir.
Always vague and need to know. Fucking Butest.
Fuck them Butest bitches. Kill them all, I say. Kill them all, man! Come on, you know what I mean. Those witches have been interfering with my life for years.
What do you?
Never mind.
Alright, well, considering our recent memory loss and last actionable order from this Butest female, we should just keep making our way over to the hill.
Mystical forces of good and evil. Rebel gods. Loser Lord Generals. It's absurd, man. I thought we were on a search and rescue where they needed a few extra guns. Yeah, we're equipped for real world killing, not this fucking real... Did you see Leah C6 turn herself into a magic stick? Leah C6 is cute. She's hot even. I'd like to do her. A cyborg? Really? Came down to Endor at full strength. At 60 Rangers.
Was a resistance litigation beam, sir.
I remember the litigation beam, sir. It hit our column starting at the front. He took a glancing blow, but still it was a hellacious hit, sir.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. It was like a silent bolt of lightning.
tore Lieutenant Lucas completely apart. I mean, it blew her apart column by...
But we four did, Sergeant. How do you explain that?
Well, sir, me, Mac, and Watts were in the very rear, and when the beam hit, we had just enough time to jump out of the way.
I thought we were vaporized, sir. Watts told us to jump to the side. Good work.
And I was in the very back, and I looked back, and damn if that beam didn't come from the base.
The base. Our Imperial Outpost base where we just did the search and rescue mission?
Lobo's right, sir. I saw it just mere moments before it hit.
I thought it was over myself, so it came from the base, most definitely.
Yeah, from the area of the base where we found Leah C6.
You sure?
He's right, sir. The litigation is generated by emotion. The reason Leah C6 wanted to get the Empress back to the Ochiba was because rebel units were closing in on our location.
Number one squad got hit hard, so I saw Lord General Kazan get out of pieces. Same with the 2 squad. Drugs were slipping everywhere.
Yes, sir. Lord General Kazan was captured by a rebel leader. She was stripped nude and tortured to death. I saw it from the scope. It makes sense, sir, that Leah C6 would want to get the Empress to safety, deliver her critical data to the Ochiba mainframe, then come back for us.
So the Empress's power was limited to machine transport?
Yes, sir. The Butest power is generally restricted in environments that have been affected by plasma radiation.
Because the Empress and the Butest have requested you and your platoon be brought here to the Ochiba for preparation of deploying on a special mission on Endor. From the crater that was left by the rebel weapon, it looks like it's something that we've never seen before. Perhaps a weapon of energy. And all eyewitnesses in the area seem to be in agreement that a bolt of light to have impacted the area.
It's very unfortunate, sir. It will be dealt with swiftly, sir.
This was a terrorist attack. Now, the attack has been claimed by an outlaw paladin by the name of Kendo Kur of the southern tribe of Marval, and he's become one of our highest priorities to exterminate. Can we get the Butest analysis of Rami Kennedy?
Thank you, General Ryan. The weapon used a product of Kendo Kur's mystic religion, the Lugazi, the religion of darkness and light forces. The resistance weapon defines all known quantum.
The Empress's investigators believe it was a Star Warfare unit that committed the atrocities on Gemo 7.
Not my unit, sir.
Well, Captain, do you believe the killing of Kendo Kur's daughter, Sarah Michael, is a crime?
I will admonish those responsible, General Johnson.
Confidentially, Captain, I would rather give medals to those men rather than admonish them. But we live in political times. We can kill the resistance scum on the officially designated battlefields, but are held back from pursuing these terrorists in their home villages. The Empress feels that executing these rebels without trial is morally wrong.
Perhaps we should not condone the rape and killing of women and children.
Do you believe the killing of Kendo Kur's daughter, Sarah Michael, is a crime? She was a terrorist, obviously.
There's no doubt that this attack was personal and a sign of terrorist action to come. While it was most unfortunate that it was Kendo Kur's daughter, Sarah Michael, who was captured by the Rangers Seek and Destroy security team with orders to tap any rebels on Gemo 7. It is very unfortunate that the Rangers made the decision to rape, torture, and murder Sarah Michael, and log in their report that she was a suicide bomber. But whatever happened has now triggered a bigger event. The Rangers have tossed a big pile of, oh, how would you put it? Shit. Yes, they tossed a big pile of Star Warfare Ranger shit into the galactic pond. Now, there are ripples that threaten to upset the balance of power. Darkness contaminates the light.
As I've been telling the Bootes, whatever happened on Gemmo 7 is not relevant. Kendo Kur would have attacked anyway. And if anything, it might draw him out and make it easier to kill him. How his rebel scum daughter died on Gemmo 7 is not important. Destroying this rebellion is, regardless of what the Empress says. Her sensibilities may be too sensitive for the Civil War. She doesn't understand that these rebels are murderers and sexual deviants.
Empress Nobu is the supreme leader, General Ryan. We are following her course of action. It is critical to understand what the Rangers did on Gemmo 7.
This whole thing is fucking fucked up. Mystical forces of good and evil. Rebel gods. Bootes spies. Loser lord generals. It's fucking absurd, man.
Yeah, I thought we were on some search and rescue where they needed a few extra guns. Not a fucking throw ride through the magic kingdom of Mouse.
Yeah, you know what? Guns and fists are for real. Sorcery is for kids.
Yeah, how do you even kill a paladin, man?
Well, with a gun that squirts magic, I guess.
We were born a generation too late, bro.
We were equipped for real world killing, not this fucking hocus pocus bullshit. Now robots carry vital information. Did you see Leah C6 turn herself into a fucking magic stick?
Yeah, but that Leah C6 is cute. Hell, she's hot even. I'd like to do her.
A cyborg? Really? I wonder what parts of her are real.
ESC-6 said that we were Star Warfare Rangers and that we can fight on until she came and picked us up. She wanted us to be picked up out in the middle of nowhere. I don't think she gave a shit about our problems or our lives.
That's because she's disciplined, Sergeant. Just quit complaining. How's the ESC-6 supposed to be notified when we reach LZ?
She said she'd know when we got there, sir.
Yeah? How would she know? We don't have any comm equipment, right?
No, sir. It's gone. Cooked. But she'll probably use the aerial ID signatures to track us from the Ochiba.
Yeah, like so much of this mission, nothing makes sense.
You with us, Lobo? Lobo!
Get the fuck away from me, bitch!
You okay, Sergeant? You were in a fugue state.
You were mumbling things, Lobo. Things that should never be repeated.
What did I say?
Don't worry about it. Most of it sounded like a stream of unconscious gibberish.
I'm okay now.
You're doing the zombie walk, bro.
I'm okay, I'm just a little hard hit by a memory.
It doesn't come back easy.
No, sir. Some memories I wish would stay gone.
That incident on Gemmo 7 last year. You remember that? Vivid living color.
What happened on Gemo 7?
Never mind.
No. Tell me about it, Mac.
Forget Gemo 7, man. Nothing happened there.
Gemo 7. Isn't that where they believe the rebellion started?
Same piss poor planet. Never mind. Nothing happened there.
It's true.
Is what true, Captain?
Kindo Kerr is conniving some sort of covert attack, which we're still trying to piece together. We believe his plan caused the anomaly.
All right, so the rabbit on the third day goes into the bar and they ask the bartender for some lettuce, right? And the bartender says, no, we don't have any lettuce, and if you ask me for more lettuce, I'm gonna nail your paws to this bar. And so, anyways, so he says to me,
I'm remembering more now.
hey, that's great, Captain.
I'm remembering that you're a clown. A dangerous clown. An unfit clown.
I'm sorry, are you kidding, sir?
You are not fit to be a ranger.
What are you talking about, sir? What have I done? Please tell me what I've done to warrant your harsh words.
Oh, they're harsh?
Yes, sir.
Shut your mouth before I do it.
Sir, what is this about?
Listen to him, Lobo. He said to shut up.
Let cats talk. What else do we have to listen to?
Sir.
After this is all over, you got war crimes to pay for.
Sir, I don't understand. Please tell me what this is all about. You must have me... Yes, sir. War is brutal. You know that as well as I do, Captain.
War is such a terrifying thing, sir. Lobo's right. Things happen in the shit. You know how dangerous it is in these outer regions of the Empire? It's insanity. Madness. There's tribal assassins, bombs, trail spikes around every bend in the road. These rebels are animals, sir. They have no honor, no mores.
Morals. Mac. You mean morals.
Yeah, morals. These rebels don't have any, sir. Last year, Lobo and I were sent on a mission to rescue 30 POWs in the Magu Kingdom. And when we got there, we discovered that all 30 had been mutilated and butchered to death.
Beacon's a good soldier, that's for sure.
It can be really emotional.
You know, you just get in there and then you see all this shit. It turns you berserk. You can get all worked up from everything that you see.
But you understand, you've been there, you've seen it, and you felt it, Captain.
We're professionals.
I'm sorry. It's war.
War is our trade. We Rangers are trained to be in tight control, and when the shit hits the fan.
Sir, leave it for now. It's in the past.
What the fuck? You don't even know what you're talking about, Corporal.
Actually, I do, and it's Major Watts.
Who the hell are you?
Criminal Investigation Division. I'm here undercover to collect evidence and incriminating statements from cats in the quarry. It's out of your hands now, Captain Hardy.
Captain, we're innocent, sir.
Oh, you're gonna bend over and take it, Sergeant.
I don't know what happened on Jomo 7. There were just a bunch of cockroaches crawling around on garbage slums they called the Seven Kingdoms or the Magical Tribes or whatever the fuck. It's a bunch of horse shit.
Horse shit is coming out of your mouth, asshole. Confess.
Sir. That's what I'm doing. We're deployed to Jomo 7,
And we were told about insurgency activity in this one tribal village. I don't know, it's called Pinewood or Pine Sol or something. Anyways, we start searching around. You know, just a standard sweep. And we arrive at this one hut, and this bitch just comes out. We subdued her, and we continue to search her hut. I mean, all the villagers are gathering around now, and they're giving us a look. You know the look, sir. So Mac forms a skirmish line, and I continue to search her hut. This baby is fucking crying. And this bitch broke free and came at me and screams at me in this gutter dialect they use in Buena Vista. And all I was thinking about doing was shutting this stupid fucking baby up.
Lobo was right to act, sir. No one was cooperating.
Sir, I've done these insurgency searches before. I am a ranger. And I have discipline. But something about this woman and that baby.
Why did you escalate the situation, Lobo?
And then we found a rebel comm unit in the baby's crib, and also a solar heavy blade dagger.
So she was an active rebel.
Yes, we had thought so. And then she slapped me and she went to attack Mac.
She was already pissed at us. I had her baby.
You were trained in these situations, Lobo. What was different?
I don't know. I guess the situation just got away from me.
No, you were trained to not react. You were trained to remain calm.
I don't know, something about this woman and that stupid fucking baby. I could have just walked away, but I didn't. I just felt so much frustration and anger towards these fucking tribal people.
It's my fault, sir. I was a fucking coward, all right? I knew the situation was going to explode, but my brain just locked up.
What happened?
I beat and I raped the woman. She kept on cursing at me, so I put my knife in her mouth and I cut her a new smile.
You put the business end into her mouth.
Yes, ma'am. Cheerfully. I couldn't stand static from the baby, so I grabbed the baby from Macquarie and I threw it on the ground next to its mom.
What happened next?
I stomped on the baby's head. Splat. Like a bug. Just red and gray oozing everywhere. And when the mother came at me, I used the butt of my rifle in her face. Knocked one of her eyes out of her socket. Her brain came out. And her tongue was flailing around in that new mouth I carved in her.
Well, her father found her body. Naturally, he was horrified. He and witnesses say her body had been mutilated.
Yes, ma'am. I mutilated her body. I am truly sorry. Hey, Mac.
You got some gnarly issues, bro.
Yeah. I sure do.
Don't feel too bad about it. As long as we're still out on a mission, it's just fine with me.
Hey, remember about...
No. I don't want to remember anything else we might have done.
In regards as to what will happen to you, you will be charged with the rape and murder of Sarah Michael Kerr and her child, Fendor Kerr, with special circumstances.
Special?
War crime, Sergeant. The arrangements are exactly as I said.
Are we in the wrong spot?
No. It's not going to be Leah C6 meeting us here. At least not at first.
What'd you say, Captain?
The truth of it is, I need Lobo to walk out into that clearing. Now! That's an order!
You gotta tell me what the hell's going on right now!
Take it easy! It's not that big of a deal. Lobo needs to be transported first for arraignment. That is the deal.
You?
I am in charge, Captain. We must deal with Sergeant Katz now. Please, step into the clearing, Sergeant Katz. Time is short.
This is getting crazy, man.
Deal with me. Captain, please tell me what's going on.
Let's get this over with, Major.
Sergeant Katz, you are under arrest. Please step out into the LZ.
The living fuck.
The captain no longer has the authority here. CID does. Now step out into the LZ, please.
Please, don't let them do this.
Considering what you did,
Do yourself a favor and go by Lobo. It'll go easier. That's far enough.
who's coming to pick him up?
Kindo Kerr.
Kindo Kerr. We're handing over Katz to the leader of the Rebel Alliance?
Yes, Captain. The Imperial Council started negotiation 2 hours ago. The rebels were open to a ceasefire. Katz was a precondition to coming to the bargaining table.
It would be meaningless for me to apologize. Inappropriate even. But I do. I apologize.
Oh dear, do we have to clean him up?
No. It puts a nice bow on the package for Kindo Kerr.
Since when did we start handing over our soldiers to the enemy?
Since they butcher innocent citizens, Captain. Let it go forward smoothly.
Yes, ma'am.
Mac, you tell them that I had no choice. It was in my nature.
You didn't mean to rape her?
Or crush the baby's head?
Did you like the sound it made?
This type of shit happens all the time. Who do you think keeps the tribal out systems in check?
You think committing war crimes wins you hearts and minds?
I don't deserve to die for what I did.
Still too stupid to get what it caused?
It's not right, Mac. It's the wrong situation. We've all done shit. There are laws and rules of conduct.
Something that you know nothing about.
Captain, sir, please, I deserve a tribunal.
I know how things can get confusing in battle, but I know that this is wrong, sir.
You disgraced the Star Warfare Rangers, you motherfucker. You are on your own. Face this music like a man.
The ceasefire is now in effect. I have downloaded my intelligence drive to the Ochiba's memory banks. Ready to be transported to the Ochiba?
Hell yeah. What a day.
Follow me, please.
So the ceasefire is in place. What happens after?
We are making plans now. The Empress has appointed Lord Admiral Balsolo fleet commander. He's mustering the remnants of the fleet now.
Mustering? Why?
To conclude this conflict, Captain.
So the Imperial Empire is intending on violating the ceasefire?
Captain, do not be naive. The Imperial Empire and the Rebel Alliance are both using the ceasefire as a time to reload.
How do you know that the Rebel Alliance is going to break the truce?
It doesn't matter. If they don't plan on continuing the Civil War themselves, that's on them.
Are you so cold-blooded? It will cause the Imperial Empire to be hated if we violate the ceasefire with no just cause.
We have just cause, Major.
Which is?
To crush the Resistance and all of its supporters for centuries.
That's ruthless. Genocide.
That is the way of war, Major.
I'd really reconsider that attitude, ma'am.
Consider. I gained the data necessary to win this conflict. The Empress has acted on it.
Acted on what?
I tapped into the cerebral cortex of the Resistance's intelligence leader, a shaman named Gore Grieve. He rules the ruling council of the Resistance.
How did you get Gore Grieve to give up such critical information to you? He's known as one of the most powerful and brutal chiefs.
The Butess understood that the Rebel Alliance leaders have an unsavory characteristic. They like to rape their captives, particularly teenage virgins. So my biochemical anatomy was designed with Gore Grieve's wants in mind.
You let him rape you?
I seduced and teased him into sexually assaulting me.
But our reports say that Resistance leaders like sodomy.
I was designed for whatever their desires. Once the act was done, I was able to access the Resistance leaders' memories.
So you're an Imperial shaver?
Yes.
You engineered the entire attack on Endor so you could get yourself in a position to be saved?
Yes. It was all part of the plan.
Wasn't the attack triggered by Katz's actions?
Exactly. He was right, you know. He had no choice.
So the Butess did something to him to make him rape Kendo Kerr's daughter and kill the baby?
Yes. Katz was merely a pawn in the Grand War strategy going back for centuries.
Wait a minute. This entire war was part of your plan?
Yes. 1,000 years and 5 months ago, the Butess projected this future based on what was happening in the outer systems. So it was the Empress Nobu's grandmother, Empress Ochiba, who devised this plan. As part of that plan 30 years ago, the Butess searched child development records and determined Lobo Katz was the perfect choice for the antisocial implant. Work began developing me, and even you, Macquarie, were selected to be Katz's partner. We knew you would let the rape and murders happen.
How did the Butess do this? Such a secret plan and so complex.
We are Butess, Major.
So Kendo Kerr and the other Resistance leaders knew nothing of this?
Certainly no idea that we commenced the end game 10 minutes ago. In 16 hours, 20 minutes and 56 seconds, the Resistance will be utterly destroyed.
So all this loss of life was unnecessary?
On the contrary, Captain, it was critical. It is what masked our intent.
You? The Butess? The Empress? You're willing to sacrifice millions of lives?
Yes, for the honor of our plan. I know this will scar you, Captain. I'm sorry for that. Look at me, Captain. Your psyche is bruised. It is not broken. You live on. You are an elite Star Warfare Ranger. You know how complex this universe is.
Find your sense of duty and honor again. Serve in the Rangers where the rule of law still exists. You will be able to see the subtle workings of destiny. You will be able to see all of the evil that surrounds us. You'll be able to spot life's predators that want to destroy order. You were chosen for the purity to your code. The Butess needed someone who could bring the Empress safely to me. We needed a heroic ranger whose unit would be able to attract the murderers. And you were able to lead the rest of your unit, including the murderers, to us, so we could fulfill Kendall Kerr's terms.
So cats need to be delivered alive to Kendall Kerr.
Exactly. We were given very rigid terms. The murderer confessed alive on Endor at 0400 hours. Those are not easily fulfilled. You got him to implicate himself.
You Butess are scary.
Yes, we are. You are not trained to see how one thread leads to another. You are not one of the galaxy's predators like Kendall Kerr. This is the galaxy of predators, and we need the Star Warfare Rangers to be the guardians of the future.
Gotta get to the next ride to the Achieva. I'd like to do some recon work, see if there's any personal effects for my soldiers.
For their next of kin?
Yes, ma'am. 30 minutes tops.
Of course, Captain. How very considerate of you.
I can stay and give you help, Captain.
No. You go on, it's my responsibility. Catch up with you.
Sir.
Very well, Captain. I'll send a Brownie Kennedy back in 30 minutes. Come with us. Where's the Major?
I'm sorry. I misunderstood. You wanted everyone?
Bring me the Major and Corporal McQuarrie. One piece of advice, Captain, before we enter. It could get scary in there. Whatever you do, do not panic. Always tell the truth as you know it. Don't try to hide any confusion. We will sense it. Just say exactly how you feel, or don't feel. Understand?
Please, sit down, Captain Burke. You are the man of the hour. I must apologize for dragging you in at this uncommon hour. Right after battle and all. I understand that this matter must be handled urgently. So urgently that it should have been handled decades ago. You seem a bit puzzled. Utilitarian.
Yeah, this is the utilitarian. It's not what I expected.
Most of the Imperial Empire believe that we work out of some kind of cave with carvings, or some grand cathedral.
Yeah. Everyone believes that. Since this is a city within a city, inaccessible to mere mortals, we speculate.
I understand. But we're on the other side now.
Other side.
Yes. The other side of the Civil War.
We had a small anomaly arise from the aftermath of the war, I'm afraid, Captain.
Aftermath. You killed Kendo Kerr and all the other resistance leaders, won the war, right? Planned this whole scenario, who knows when, to make sure that we won the war.
Yes and no.
Yes, and I don't follow.
How long have you been one of the Star Warfare Rangers, Captain?
21 years, ma'am.
Call me Leah.
Yes, ma'am. Leah?
What do you think is happening here, Captain? And please, speak as if to a young child from Modesto or a monk rodent from Castaba. I didn't get here on my brains. I can assure you of that.
Please relax, Captain. Think of this as your standard debriefing. It's nothing you haven't done before. We're all on the same side. There's nothing to fear.
And you are, ma'am? I'm a little at a loss here.
Oh. I guess you don't know who I am. Why would you? Well, I oversee the Order of the Butess for the Empress Nobu. I help her understand the plotting of the timeline. Over the last 300 years, Butess began creating a new timeline that combines several different time threads, far more stable than the one forecasted previously.
No, I don't see what the problem is here, okay? We're sitting here discussing some fuck-up within your plan. You ever wonder why the Butess are so disliked? It's because of these kind of shenanigans that you're doing right now. Free will. Try it.
Now you've lost me.
Huh. I'm sorry, ma'am.
I was joking, Captain. Couldn't you tell?
Not really. But if I understand things right, the Butess are putting considerable resources into the new prediction model. The problem is, which is why we're here today, I guess, is that the Butess have found out that things don't always go as planned. We in the military have long known this. No matter how hard you try, no matter what precautions you take, all plans are likely to go south. It's called the Murphy factor. And you're seeing a lot of Murphy in this anomaly you're seeing. Kind of Murphy that can knock the whole universe out of whack, thereby questioning your margin of error from a risk management standpoint.
And what is that risk challenge, Captain?
Something happened that you didn't see or forecast or predict, even have a contingency for. Am I close?
Actually, you're dead on.
Yeah. Well, as far as I can tell, we're sitting here discussing this anomaly. See if there's some kind of fix. The patch. Somehow, you think I might be that patch.
Very good, Captain.
Yeah. But your key obstacle, without knowing what it is, getting your panties in a wad. Whatever it is, it's something that can't be planned or funneled or molded. Free will, anyone? Somehow this anomaly is a rogue one, thereby pushing the risk profile into raising red flags for the imperial government and military.
Impressive. Your understanding has deepened.
Yeah. I was told I would understand and see the threads. I do.
And how far have we pushed the plan's profile, Captain Burke?
Far enough that you had to bring this grunt here. This anomaly surprised you. You announced the end of the war too soon. Told the Empress that the war is over, that she'd won. I'd say the Butess and the Empress's risk exposure is very high right now. Yeah. Imagine you're moving the remnants of the Deep Space Fleet and the War Fleet into position at the Buena Vista and the Keystone systems. 35 divisions of Rangers, Marines, and interplanetary guards. It's 1.5 million soldiers.
Give or take, Captain.
I think the Resistance planned this. The Imperial Empire finds out about what happened today. The news of the Civil War. The outer regions in general rebellion. When that news spreads, the Imperial government and citizens will likely demand that the Butess and the Empress be jailed. Did you see that in your crystals, ma'am?
Actually, we did, Captain. We foresaw the events 100 years ago.
You knew this and yet went forward? Why didn't you prevent the Empress from ordering the tribal regions to be brought back in line with laser blades and plasma weapons? That event occurred 5 years ago, and it created the rise of Kendo Kur and all the other tribal leaders. And a year ago, the two most powerful kings, Ahorn and Egger, on the outskirts of the tribal universe. Did you not see the seeds of rebellion which your cultivation would foster? You knew this 5 years ago. You could have stopped the rebellion. And didn't.
Why don't you tell him that it was fundamentally your plan to let the outer tribes unite?
Your thinking is not in error. The plan we are following shows the tribes and kingdoms uniting. It was unavoidable. Better they do it now than in the future, when their unification could be much more potent. So we proceeded this plan. The projections the Butess made based on the original scheme no longer make sense. So we redeployed our assets to head off any spread of the rebellion to the neighboring tribal systems.
Smooth out the wrinkles in the timeline. Clean it up.
Clean up. Why don't you tell me what this anomaly is?
This is never to be repeated again outside of this room, Captain. You understand? Understand, Captain?
I can barely repeat it in this room.
Well, we detected this anomaly immediately after the neutron missiles hit the Resistance Command battleship Z. The explosion was massive, all-consuming. But then, protocol surveillance detected Kendo Kur's DNA footprint escaping in a micro-emergency pod. Isn't that about right?
Correct. We couldn't decipher if it was Kendo Kur's DNA or live DNA strands aboard the pod that was jettisoned. The explosions that followed the missile strikes made tracking impossible. I've projected 2 different planets that the pod could have possibly landed on from its maximum travel radius, Judo 10 and Colin 9. Both are on the edge of the magic kingdom of Maz.
Seems straightforward. Send me with a Star Warfare Ranger strike team to the planets, and we'll find whether one of the pods is there or not.
It won't be quite that simple, Captain.
We know Kendo Kerr had his DNA reworked, but we only have his old DNA on record.
Aye. Maybe I'm not understanding this anomaly still, but it seems very linear.
In a way. But the pods, we believe, landed on the planets.
Planets? There's more than one pod.
Actually, neither were launched today. Both were sent out over 3 years ago.
So what you're saying is that it already happened?
Sorta.
What did I miss? Oh, yeah. So what does your model say that means for us here?
That's the anomaly.
You're talking with a grunt here, man. You gotta explain it a little more clearly. I'm not the sharpest tool in the room.
Well, if the event occurred years ago, it means Kendo Kerr has anticipated everything we did today. You can see how that would be a problem for our plan. It means that Kendo Kerr has countered every action and has always been one step ahead of the Butess. And now that he has progressed to a virus DNA, he could be anywhere. Resurrect anywhere.
You already won. It's quite an anomaly. Your plan of action is?
Well, we brought you here to help us decipher that.
Why? I'm no viral expert or scientist.
No, but you have a very particular point of view. We'd love to hear what you would do, Captain Burke.
Well, if it was a live virus,
An airborne pathogen.
that's worse. You say the Kendo Kerr's people have had it for years to spread. He could have infected a lot of people.
Well, let me tell you something, Captain Burke. Do you know why I get to sit at the head of the table? And for lack of a better word, with my lackeys?
Because you have a galactic view.
I'm here for one reason only. When we solve this anomaly, in a week, in a month, in a decade, or in the next few minutes, the Empress Nobu will need to know what we've done to contain this pathogen.
Back off.
So, I determined the Kendo Kerr would not allow his DNA to be spread just willy-nilly. He has a massive ego. So, I think he would be very selective on who he would infect. So what do we do to a pathogen?
First strike.
Preemptive strike.
Diagnose, isolate, destroy.
Captain Burke, we've identified you as being infected by Kendo Kerr.
What?
We suspected one of the Star Warfare Rangers. We knew Kendo Kerr would infiltrate and uncover the murder rapist of his beloved daughter. We suspected Major Waltz, Corporal McQuarrie, or you, Captain.
when the rebel litigation left each of you alive. Only you requested to stay on Endor.
I pushed my luck. I know. You're right. I tripped up on my ego.
It will take more than 1,000 years for the tribal systems to recover from your resistance. Kings Ahorn and Ager have been arrested and executed. The 12 tribal paladins have been terminated. Your armada has been vaporized by our secret weapon, the System Destroyer. We've destroyed every tribal system that supported the resistance. We estimate close to 8 million deaths.
What a perfect, except for one detail.
You just had to fuck me, didn't you? Except, not really fuck, as it was brutal rape, wasn't it? Remember, 4 years ago on your tribal fortress, a 13-year-old virgin was brought to you, Kindokur. That was before you became what you really are. A pathogen.
We placed a vital sign bug on Katz. We found out he's still alive. Not only alive, but calm hours after being captured by the rebel litigation beam. Which means he hadn't been tortured yet. Which means Kindokur wasn't where he plucked Katz to. So Kindokur had to be elsewhere. Busy, busy, busy.
Boot test selects, educates, and advises the Empress. Some say that the boot test controls the Empress, but the boot test answers that the Empress is the divine presence which rules all. This is the galactic universe of the 8th millennia under the rule of the Empress Nova.